Ladies and gentlemen, good day. My name is Jeff Yalden. I am a teen life coach and one of the top youth motivational speakers in the world today. I want to take some time to talk to you about bullying, teenage depression, and suicide. Parents, I want to call you out. I think we as parents, we have a responsibility to teach our kids about self-esteem and self-respect, and to teach them that no person, place, or thing should ever give us what we need to give ourselves, and that's called self-respect. Likewise, no person, no place, or no thing should ever take away what we teach our children to have for themselves, and that's high self-esteem. We need to encourage our kids to get involved in everything possible, because the more involved they are, two things will happen. Number one, the less likely they'll engage in negative behaviors or making bad choices in anything they do. Number two, it'll be the best thing that they can do for their self-esteem. Why is it that we live in a society today where the average family communicates less than 30 seconds per day in meaningful conversation? On an average week in meaningful conversation, that means the average family is communicating less than 3.5 minutes a week. I have a problem with this. Nothing is more important than, as parents, you teaching your kids, you encouraging them, you supporting them, you inspire them, you motivate them, but you also discipline them. We need to stop being helicopter parents and stop trying to give our children what we never had. We need to stop trying to make their lives easier because we had to suffer when we were young. Bullying is becoming worse than it's ever been. And parents, we need to teach our kids how to handle it, to stand up for themselves, to let them know that when bullies are bullying them, it only gets worse because we're letting it get worse. We're letting them know that it is affecting us. Parents, you need to watch your kids' Facebook page. You need to know what they're doing on the internet, because there's a lot that you can learn. And when you see something that is inappropriate, you need to take action. Now, teenagers, let me talk to you. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I think suicide is a very selfish act. You leave many people left wondering what they could have done. You leave many people devastated. If there's a chance that you might be suicidal, whether you're seeking attention or you really need help, do yourself a favor and talk to someone. It does get better. This is only temporary. Remember my 4 T's. Take time to think. You need to understand that life is challenging and life has its ups and downs. The early ages of middle school and high school is when you should start looking at your character, that's who you are, rather than your reputation. And if your parents aren't pushing you to become something in life, then you need to stop waiting for your parents to push you, and you need to start pushing yourself. You need to get involved. You need to make good choices. You need to surround yourself with like-minded people. And you need to develop a purpose in life that is bigger than you. If I ask you what you want and you say, well, I want to be happy, really? Let me tell you something. As your coach, I don't care if you're happy. I want you to be good. And if you do what's right and make good choices, I guarantee you the end result is you're going to be happy. But happiness comes with hard work. Happiness comes from the rewards of that hard work. Happiness without hard work is short-lived and less fulfilled. Happiness with hard work and a result of that hard work is what we all want in life. That's that happiness as a result of that hard work, because it becomes rewarding, it becomes meaningful, it becomes fulfilling. You see what people are writing in text messages and you see what they're writing in Facebook. I am begging you to police each other. That if you see someone saying something inappropriate, that you have a responsibility to step up and call someone out on that. Depression, if you are clinically depressed, I want to advise you to go talk to someone, because depression can be very serious. But if you're depressed because your boyfriend or your girlfriend broke up with you, or you didn't make the team, or you didn't get the part in the play, then get over it. Why is it as teenagers the littlest thing happens and we think it's the end of the world, when the reality, this is just the beginning? We have bullying. I'm asking you all to step up and be part of the solution, not the problem, to police each other. Parents, I'm asking you to get more involved and to know what your kids are doing and to spend more time every day in the lives of your children and their friends. Let's make a difference. And suicide. I'm devastated by the recent acts of young people taking their lives. Nothing makes this Marine madder than watching a bunch of students cry and come together after the loss of one of their own. On February 26 of 1992, I sat 5 to 7 feet away from one of my Marines when the Marine said to me, "Corporal Yalden, nobody cares about me." I says, "I care about you." He said, "Well, maybe you're the only one." And it was then that he took a 9mm and he decided to take his own life. And I made a commitment that for the rest of my life, I will never let someone come across my path where they think that Jeff Yalden doesn't care about them. Bullying, it needs to go. The world owes you nothing. We are teaching our society and our young people about rights and privileges when we need to start teaching them about responsibilities and obligations. I think a lot of us out there are blaming the problem on education. I know education has a problem. We spend far too much time worried about standardized tests than we do teaching young people for the reason we got in education, to teach young people first, to let the subject area be second. But let's, as a society, let's stop blaming the situation on our teachers and our schools today, and let's take responsibility that we as parents, we need to do more at home. And if we do more at home, then this issue wouldn't be taking place in the school, because the school can call you as a parent and say, "This is what's going on." And as a parent, you're not going to blame it on the teacher, and you're not going to say, "Oh, my kid wouldn't do this, my kid wouldn't do that." Yes, your kid will, and yes, your kid does. And you need to step up and realize that your child probably isn't nearly as perfect as you think your child is. And if you would take action, then your child wouldn't be bullying maybe other children, or your child wouldn't be watching other children get bullied. I know teachers have a hard time. I know schools have a hard time, and we're working on that. But I guarantee you there are many, many, many teachers and teachers in your building that are trying to do the best they can to teach kids to grow up to be productive young people and to make a difference in the world. But we as teachers are asking parents to do their job at home, and if you don't do your job at home, then we can't do our job in the classroom. Everyone, if we do our part, we can make a difference. Bullying will always be around. But should it affect kids the way it's affecting them? Absolutely not. Teach your child, because it starts in the home. And I promise you the school will do their best. And as a community, we need to get more people involved in our children's lives. I work with teenagers every day, and I meet some teenagers that are the best of the best. I hope you heard this message. Thank you for your time.